you later. See you later. I thank God. Mr. Graham. Come here. I want to put her on the spot. She did her first sermon on yesterday. And she snapped word on last night. My God. I'm sure it's all on Facebook or whatever social media is out there. Amen. She did a wonderful job on yesterday. Amen. Truly we thank God. Amen. For her allowing the Lord to use her. Amen. You know, one thing that individuals will learn and grab hold of, that this ministry is all about getting you to your potential and launching out there. Sometimes the water looks deep and it looks like you're not able to swim, but it's not you that's doing the swimming, it's God.
Yes.
Amen. So we truly thank God for her. Amen. That's why every chance I get, I try to, amen, push the elders and the pastors and the ministers, amen, from doing weddings, from burials to you name it. It's like, the only way you're going to learn is by putting your hands on it. Glory to God. So, truly we thank God, amen, for what God is doing. Amen. Here. Woo. Kind of don't know where to start. I think I said that one time in the old man. I think I told him, I said, I don't know what I'm going to preach. He said, well, preach Jesus. Amen. So I guess we just talk about something in the Bible. Amen. We'll be all right. Amen. I do want to thank God for all of the new members. Amen. We had an opportunity to meet them in the back. Amen. Today and just fellowship with them. Amen. Just a new process that we started. Amen. Just to get to know them and they get to know us. Amen. So we truly thank God for each one of them today. Amen. And just the wealth of energy and love that they bring into the ministry as well. And we thank God for each and every one of them. Amen. I do thank God, amen, for the musicians. You know, I'm a little disturbed with Brother Joe. I kind of got a little issue with him. You know, sometimes you have to bring things open. Amen. I asked him to let me play and he wouldn't let me play.
Stay in your lane, Pastor. Stay in your lane.
I take issue with that. Hallelujah. Next time I'm going to go to Dr. Teresa. She'll let me play. Hallelujah. Minister Young act like he don't want to look at me. I be hitting all the keys and everything, all the strings, and he won't even let me play. Amen. Glory to God. Amen. Listen, I want to thank God, amen, for all of our guests in the house. Amen. I want to go back. Amen. I probably got about one more week. Amen. As we deal with avoiding the 7 deadly sins. About one more week. And we're going to jump into something else. Amen. And allow God to talk to us and minister to us. For those of you that know the scripture, you'll find over in Proverbs, the 6th chapter. Around the 16th verse. And I'm going to read the verse and then we'll jump right into the word. Amen. And be before you just a little bit. Amen. Proverbs, the 6th chapter, the 16th verse. Amen. It reads, these 6 things does the Lord hate, yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, and a heart that devises wicked imagination, feet that be swift in running to mischief. Verse 19, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among his brothers. I'm going to try to tackle 2 of them today, if we can get through it, okay? But I'm just a firm believer that oftentimes we tend to miss what God has for us because we're so busy walking or getting caught up in one of these here 7 deadly sins. And sometimes we find ourselves not knowing that we're walking, and it's just one of those past reactions that we have when we find ourselves so knee deep in it, and we're saying, I don't know how I got here, but all of a sudden I know I'm entangled with it, or I'm entangled with the person that is the initiator of one of these things, or partaking of it. And it becomes so easy to wrap ourselves in it and not really knowing how we got there. But we want to make sure that we have a clear understanding, so once we have the knowledge of it, we don't walk that way anymore. Because in everything that we do, we truly want to please God. I don't know about you, but I don't have time to be walking up under that permissive will, or that not having the full favor of God upon my life. I need everything God has for me. Do I have a witness?
Amen.
I know for years I've experienced that in that, things that mom will tell me, and probably even my siblings, and we find ourselves going off and doing things anyways, and sometimes there's a price to pay for our disobedience.
Yes.
And just coinciding with what we're talking about on Sundays, you come on Wednesday night, we're dealing with obedience. It's extremely important that we understand what God says and what God thinks as well. It's one thing to always hear about the good, and you're going to be blessed here, you're going to get this in the house, all those wonderful things, but yet still, we obtained all those things, but yet still at the end, God began to say, I knew you not. For your work was of iniquity. All that you've done, it was wonderful and good, but yet still your intent, your motive was wrong.
Yes.
Some of us looking for our situation in our household to change, but yet still we're doing some of these very things, and we're wondering why change is not coming in our household. On one breath, we can say, God, I'm doing A, B, and C, but yet over here, we're choosing not to do. Well, God began to say, I can't bless you over here, and I can't open this and do it, and I can't change because you're choosing not to trust me over here. Are you with me so far?
Amen.
Turn your Bible with me to Proverbs, the 3rd chapter. Let's see if we can start right here. Proverbs, the 3rd chapter. I kind of said that for this particular series or a discussion, however you want to take it, I just want to really just talk to you, because I don't want to miss anybody, and I don't want you to miss me. The 3rd chapter of Proverbs, starting at the first verse, it reads, My son, forget not my law, but let thine heart keep my commandments. For length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee. Let not mercy and truth forsake thee. Bind them about thy neck. Write them upon the tables of thine heart. So shall I find favor and good understanding in the sight of God and man. Now just pausing right here for a minute. Here you begin to see he started out with, he began to say, forget not my law. So in order for us to activate verse 4, we first have to learn what God is saying. We first have to get a clarity and understanding of what is right and what is wrong. We just can't go in this thing of just thinking that just because I got a good shout and I know how to lift my hand, and I know how to scream came out, hallelujah, that's going to be enough. I have to know the very intricate parts of what he's saying. I have to know the details. I have to know what he's thinking about. I have to know which way to go, how to activate, how to do, how to trust. I have to learn these things, so I just can't go about my day and my life thinking that, oh, I went to church and I had a good shout and I had a good prayer and that was it. The Bible said in Isaiah, my people perish for what?
Lack of knowledge.
For a lack of knowledge. Many of us will failing because we don't want to educate ourselves.
Glory. My God.
I heard one begin to say knowledge is power.
Yes.
You can have all, you can have nothing, but because you know, it changes all the dynamics of things. A person can give you all day long a fish, but it's not until you actually know how to fish, you'll learn how to eat properly.
Right, that's right.
Are you following what I'm saying? Many of us, we in this mindset, I'm constantly looking for folk to give to me. Give to me. Give to me. No, baby, let me teach you how to work. Because if I can teach you how to work, now there is no measure, there is no bar on how large your wealth can be. I don't know who I'm talking to. But if I have to constantly wait on you to give me a fish, baby, you got me handcuffed. I'm now determined about how, when he gonna come with my fish. Can I get an extra fish today, please? No, baby, but if you teach me how to fish, while you home sleeping, I'm on the fish creek fishing. God. See, sometimes you have to know what right time. I believe the man of God is a fisherman right here. I believe that you have to know the right time to go fishing. You just can't go in any season to fish. You got to know what season they're biting.
Yes. Glory to your name, Jesus. Thank you.
See, you have some folk because they don't know. You're trying to fish in a season that the fish ain't even nowhere around.
That's right.
They don't went out in warm waters and you around here cold. It's cold atmosphere. You trying to fish. Ain't nothing to get on your hook. And what you're trying to bring up, it's not even edible.
Come on now. Glory.
So we find folk. We come to church, but yet still we don't want to know what God is thinking.
That's it.
We don't want to know what he's saying. We want to feel good. Inspire me. I need you to get my blood pumping. Give me a good whoop and a good shout. And that's going to be enough. No, baby, I need a little bit more. Give me some more substance.
Yes.
You hear what I'm saying?
Amen.
So in order for us to activate verse 4, which says, so shalt thou find favor and good understanding in the sight of God and man. Somebody say and man.
And man.
See, it's not just enough to please God, but I need to make sure that God, you're bringing favor not only to you, but you're changing man's heart now to bring favor to me.
Amen.
Yeah, because if I got favor with God, God gonna make it so that I have favor with him, and I have favor with him, and I have favor with him. So that begin to let me know wherever my footstep.
Yeah.
Favor is walking with me. Favor is following me. Yeah. So I don't know about y'all, but I get tired of doors closing in my face. So if I get tired of doors closing in my face, I need to find the right substance to make these doors open up.
Yes.
So verse 5 began to say, trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not unto thine own understanding. See, now it become, hey, you know that old saying, mind regulation. It become that heart regulation. In other words, some change got to take place now. There's something that we have to do now. We have to walk from this old mindset, this old mentality. We got to walk from what we used to be. Listen, Pookie is Pookie, but now you are the woman and man of God. You can't keep trying to bring Pookie over here to this society over here. Somewhere along the line, you got to say, God, I need to trust you in everything. Who can have his way of doing things and God have his way of doing things. I can't keep relying on Pookie. Pookie just kept getting me locked up.
Amen. Amen. Jesus.
That little that bad relationship that you got into, Pookie led you there.
Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Talk to us today.
You say, God, here I go again. Oh, God, I'm in the same mode. He just got a different shade of color.
Come on now.
But it's the same mannerism.
Yes.
It's not that person's fault. It's your fault because you let Pookie lead.
That's right. Help us today. Jesus. Amen.
Come over here.
Jesus.
See, sometimes we don't want to take ownership. We always want to point the finger and have attitude, and we want to have grudges, and we want to have issues and problems, and say it's that person's fault. No, baby, it's not that person's fault.
Come on now.
You had to open the door.
Yes. That's it.
Sometimes we got to go back to folks and say, you know what, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've been pointing the finger at you. It really wasn't your fault. It really wasn't your fault. No, it really wasn't your fault. It was my fault. Because I had the authority to shut it down.
Yes. My God.
But because Pookie led me. Pookie got in my ear again.
Yes.
How dare you hit me? You cussing me out or you bringing out the old me again?
Come on.
Verse 6 begin to say, in all thy ways acknowledge him and he shall direct your path. Once again, it's one of them life-changing moments here because it's something that you have to do. Somebody say it's something you have to do.
Something you have to do.
See, all the time we want to live in a society that once again we look for folk to do for us. We look for folk to give to us. But these two verses here, he began to say these are prerequisites. These are things that you're going to have to do. He said you're going to have to trust the Lord with all thine heart. So that stubbornness that you have, that mentality that you have, that you do it the way you want to do it, no, he began to say you got to trust him. You have to acknowledge him, even though you may say, God, I don't want to acknowledge you at nothing. God began to say, no, baby, you're going to have to yield yourself and you're going to have to acknowledge.
Yes. My God.
In other words, God began to say, I gotta let him lead me.
Yeah. Come on.
Wait a minute, that's tough because I've been this independent woman. I've been this independent woman that's strong in everything that I do. My old pastor used to say, I need a can of Raid. Because sometimes you got to kill those bugs that try to creep out. That mentality there, that's a dangerous mentality to have because if you're not an individual that know how to balance yourself,
that's right.
Know how to be strong in certain areas, but yet still know how to yield and submit to God.
Yes.
So you find individual, I'm independent, but yet still God said, can you let me in independent? And now all of a sudden you find yourself meeting a nice, humble Joe, and Joe can't get in because you're so independent.
Come on now. Amen.
You can't appreciate the love that Joe have because you're so strong in your ways. So now you're constantly pushing Joe because you're trying to get back to your independence.
That's good.
Not even knowing what you're doing.
All right.
You said, Joe, I appreciate you. But I'm really pushing you, not because of what you're doing. I'm pushing you because I'm so independent.
Amen. That's good, sir.
Once again, When we grasp that thing, we'll realize that it's not all that person's. We got to get our mirror up and look at ourselves. We'll find that if we learn how to apply, well, things will be so much better. God, I got to move on. So we might only get one today. Verse 7 begin to say, be not wise in thine own understanding. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. Mm-hmm. There it is again. He said, be not wise. And I keep looking at Pastor Gary over here. I heard one of you just have a welcoming spirit. So I'm just preaching to you, Pastor Angela Day. So he began to say, be not wise. Mm-hmm. He said, be not wise in your own eyes. Be not wise in your own eyes. Be not wise in your own eyes. You know, what the Bible begins to say, be careful lest you fall. Minister Young think that he all of that there in a bag of chips. Look at him. You get there, you talk to him, he always wants to tell you something. Be not wise in your own eyes, lest you be a Nebuchadnezzar.
Amen.
Come on, let's get into this. As we begin to read over in Proverbs, Psalms, he began to say, was it Proverbs or Psalms? Proverbs. He began to say, a heart that devises wicked plans. I began to ponder on that there. And as we begin to open this up in this third chapter here, you begin to see that God first wants us to know of him. He wants us to submit ourselves. He wants us to put ourselves in a position to where we're able to obtain, verse 4, the favor of God. And not only with him, but also with man. So we can't unlock any of those things until we learn how to walk according to his word.
Yes.
We can't do anything. We got to get off. And I was talking to somebody today, and we were just talking about how sometimes we get so involved with things. We like to see things a certain way. Well, let me use me. Because I'm an individual, I like to see something completed. It will weigh on me until it's done. Well, with that, I have to bring about a balance in my life, because if not, I'll find myself getting so overwhelmed and it just consumes me. Well, in order for me to unlock God's favor and God's heart, I got to learn how to submit myself, balance myself to where I say, God, I need you more than I need all of this busy stuff that's out here. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes we find ourselves, we get so involved and so in love. And I would imagine some probably say, you know what, the fair is here and I'm right there. I'm going to spend about $1,000 at the fairground because I just love the fairground. Well, is that what God wants for your life?
Amen. Come on.
Now, I'm just using it as an example right now, because we find ourselves, we would do things that God says, no, I need you to do something different. But because it look good, feel good, sound good, and the cakes taste good, we'd rather go that direction. Are you know what I'm saying? But yet still the law of God, the word of God, that is able to change your life and take your life into areas beyond measure, even when the fairground is gone. Are you know what I'm saying? God said, if you can get my word, if you can just know what I'm thinking about, if you can get a clarity on what direction I want for your life, God began to say, doors will open up for you.
Amen.
Now that we kind of got a clarity about that. Over in Proverbs, the 6th chapter, he began to say, a heart that devises wicked plans. A heart that devises wicked plans. We don't deal with a proud look, a lying tongue's hand that sheds innocent blood. Now a heart that devises wicked plan. Over in Jeremiah 17:9, they begin to say, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? If I can say it this way, an individual who devises wicked plan, I like to describe it as, it's like a person that don't know it, but yet still they in the act of sorcery. What does sorcery, what does it do? It takes, let's just say this is a pot. Y'all give me 20 minutes, I promise I'll be out your way. And that sorcery begin to put all these things because they're now conjuring up a spell. A spell that they're trying to send somewhere. A spell that they want to work on something or somebody.
Yes, yes.
What began to happen in our mind, here all of a sudden you find yourself in this place you're saying, God, this person done me wrong, or God, this is not right, and I feel that I need to get some revenge. I feel some kind of way. Now all of a sudden in your mind you're trying to conjure up, I need to conjure up why I don't like this person, and how I'm going to stay away from this person, and how I'm going to pull other people away from this person, and how I'm going to stop them from appreciating and loving this person. Now I'm conjuring up ways now.
Yes.
I'm looking far beyond this person even thinking about me. I'm thinking, well, let me call this person over here and let me talk about in an indirect way because I got to fill this out.
Yes.
Amen. Come on.
I can't just say it automatically. I got to fill it out first. What you think about that song? And as soon as they bite, I know, did you see?
Teach.
They begin to start devising wicked plans. Listen, we can't get to a place of planning how to do wrong. You thought about what you're going to do before you did it. You find yourself in this place of saying, God, I need to do X, Y, and Z because I feel some kind of way. God, I kind of wish I was able to bring up Jacob and Rebecca here to talk to us and begin to show how Rebecca heard that Jacob was ready to bless the boys, and she began to say, you know what, I got to conjure up something because I feel that Jacob deserved it a lot more. So he began to say, you know what, come here, son, this is what I want you to do here. I want you to go and take and kill an animal, and I need you to put it all over your skin, so when you go to your father is able to think that you are Esau. She began to put in her heart that I need to do this here to get what I want. You know how sometimes we find ourselves, I need to cheat on my taxes because I want more. We find ourselves feeling as though I got to lie about how I really am so I can get this individual here. We find ourselves in this place. Let me see if I can figure out a way. Let me conjure up a way to get what I want. Let me do some plotting and planning. Let me do some manipulating. Let me see if I can switch some things around. Well, what began to happen is God began to say, that's not my character there. That's not who I am. You don't have to conjure up anything. You don't have to trick anybody. You don't have to fool anybody. You don't have to plan to do wrong to anybody. God began to say, just walk in my favor and I will open. So we find ourselves in this place that person that find themselves that they got this mentality that how can I get over on somebody? Or if I can say it this way, Pastor Gary, I like to call it a big pot of get over. We find ourselves in this place of trying to figure out how can I make myself look good? How can I bring favor to my life in a very manipulative way? God began to say, you don't know who you really are. You don't know that you are a child of God, and you don't have to conjure up nothing. You don't have to plan and plot in your heart. If a person don't like you, so be it. We find an individual who have this mentality and this spirit They spend a lot of time plotting revenge. They constantly thinking about how they can make that person look bad. You know how when a person do something to you, you find yourself, how can I get back at them? You cheated on me. So let me see if I can figure out how to make you hurt. Let me see if I can make you feel this pain that I'm feeling here. Or you just lied on me so you can bring favor on you. Well, let me see how I can get back at this person here. You find that let me see if I can get some get back. Let me see if I can get some return of this hurt and pain that I'm feeling. No, baby. My Bible begin to let me know that the Lord is fighting my battle. The battle is not mine. That all I have to do is just step back and say, God, you work this situation. But we spend so much time trying to manipulate and trying to figure out how to get back. You know how in our households and our spouse make us mad. And we find ourselves shutting down. And we find ourselves don't want to be intimate no more. We find ourselves holding back on them because you did me wrong, or you said something I didn't like. You hurt my feelings. So instead of talking to that person, I ain't gonna talk to him. And you know exactly what you're doing.
Amen.
You know they're trying to talk to you. You giving them number one answer line. No. I don't know. It's over there. Maybe I got a few married folk here. I don't know. So we find ourselves in this place where we're saying we find ourselves in this mindset. This I need to let you feel what I'm feeling. Well, God began to say, you don't have to do that. Your trust need to stay in me. Your trust need to be in me, that I got your back. And I know how to turn their heart. I don't care how ugly they are. God began to say, I know how to turn their heart. God began to say, if they smite you on this cheek, turn that one as well. God began to say, you don't have to fight in this here battle. God began to say, yes, I know that person on your job is treating you real bad. But God began to say, you just stand firm and keep on loving them. God began to say, I'm going to bring favor to your life. Oh, I wish I had somebody. See, the promotion get ready to come for all of those folk that did not like you. They standing back saying, how in the world? How is it that they are getting promotion, God? How is it that they are excelling, God? Isn't that like folk that haven't seen you in a while, and they see you again, they be saying, girl, you look good.
Amen.
How you staying so young? And they looking beat down. They the same age, almost born on the same day. They looking rough. Baby, it's just the favor of God. It's just the grace of God that is on my life. So you keep on doing what you're doing out there, but I got to do what God tell me to do.
Yes.
Are you hearing what I'm saying?
Yes.
Or maybe we need to tell Haman and Mordecai and Esther to come. See, because Haman thought that, you know what? Those that know the story, you read Esther. Haman thought, you know what? Here all of a sudden, this Mordecai did not want to bow down to me. How dare he don't want to bow down to me? I feel some kind of way now. So all of a sudden he found himself wanting to plan and plot. How can we annihilate, exterminate this whole culture here, because they don't want to submit to our ways? So all of a sudden Haman said, you know what, I'm going to go to the king. I'm going to the king. They don't want, this group of people here don't want to submit. But what Haman did not know, God was raising up an Esther. He didn't know that God was raising up somebody somewhere to bring about a change in my life. I don't know about you, but I need somebody to know today that God is raising them up so you can be an example to somebody else. Somebody need to know today that God is changing your life so you can be a difference in somebody else's life. Somebody need to know. Somebody need to know everything that you've been through, all the hell that you've experienced. God begin to say, I am raising.
Glory.
See, y'all trying to push me. I said, I'm going to talk today. But we find ourselves in this place, feeling as though, God, I got to be a part of this fight. God began to say, you don't have to be a part of this fight. I just need you to just stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. I just need you to just hold on tight and watch me work, baby. You don't have to fight in this battle. God said, I got your back. God said, I need you to just keep walking in my favor. Keep walking in my grace. God said, I'm going to keep loving. Y'all ain't even playing right up there. Y'all ain't playing right now. How about somebody tell them, stop letting people cast them spells on you. Stop letting them cast them spells on you. Do you not know we have the power to change a thing?